The Continental Mark IV had sold well for Lincoln. At 228 inches long, it was one of the longest coupes that Ford had ever put to market. Now, in 1977, the automotive world was downsizing. Things were getting smaller. However, Lincoln decided to go in the opposite direction with the Mark V and actually make it a couple inches longer.
Then it's on to bigger and better things.
The Lincoln division decided to roll the dice. They were going to make a bet that not everyone was willing to buy a smaller luxury car, that there were still plenty of people that wanted a big luxury car to make a statement. Would that bet pay off? Would a slightly larger car in a time of downsizing be attractive to buyers? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at the Lincoln Mark V, and at the end of the video, we'll try to answer those questions.
The original Continental was the only American luxury car ever honored for design excellence at New York's Museum of Modern Art. Now, Continental Mark V. Mark V, in the tradition of excellence of the original Continental, yet different from every Mark that's come before it. To its owner, Continental Mark V is more than a new car. It's a mark of tradition.
In September 1976, Lincoln introduced the new Continental Mark V. It rode on the previous generation Mark IV platform and retained much of the look and style of the Mark IV. The Rolls-Royce grille, the long hood short deck look, the faux spare tire bump on the deck lid, and the hideaway headlamps all returned, however, received some modern styling touches. The front and rear bumpers of the car now tucked into the bodywork. The edges of the car were sharper, and the C-pillar no longer curved at the front but formed a sharp angle, and there were functional louvers mounted to the front fenders just behind the wheels. At the rear of the car, the wraparound brake/turn signal indicator lights were now integrated into the quarter panel, and the backup lights were integrated to the rear bumper. The 179 horsepower 400 cubic inch 2-barrel V8 became the standard power plant, and the 208 horsepower 460 cubic inch 4-barrel carbureted V8 became an option unless you lived in California, as the 460 could not meet the smog requirements. Both were mated to Ford's 3-speed automatic transmission. The suspension was set up for a smooth and quiet ride and not necessarily for handling. The front was an independent dual ball joint coil spring with hydraulic shocks, while the rear featured a 4-link design with coil springs, shocks, and a rear stabilizer bar. The rear axle ratio was a high 2.75 to 1, with a 3.0 to 1 as optional. Standard features were plentiful and included 4-wheel power disc brakes, functional fender louvers, white sidewall Michelin steel-belted radial tires, power steering, power windows, automatic park brake release, automatic temperature control, 6-way power driver's seat, folding center armrest, lighted visor vanity mirrors, a vinyl roof, opera windows, remote-controlled left-hand mirror, cornering lamps, lights for the dome, door panels, and under the instrument panel, walnut applique on the instrument panel, an electric Cartier clock, an AM/FM radio, and a power antenna. Optional features included SureTrack braking system, speed control, leather seating surfaces, intermittent wipers, an electric rear window defroster, automatic headlamp dimmer, front bumper guards, a power moonroof, metallic paint, power locks with a power deck lid release, power vent windows, a 6-way power passenger seat, power lumbar support, a tilt wheel, an AM/FM multiplex radio, or an AM/FM MPX 8-track tape player, a Citizens band radio, 3 choices of vinyl roof arrangements, a traction lock rear axle, rocker panel moldings, a choice of wheel covers, forged aluminum or turbine cast aluminum wheels, and a choice of several luxury groups. Designer editions return with fashion designers such as Bill Blass, Givenchy, Pucci, and the jeweler Cartier. Each designer presented their version of the Mark V with a color-coordinated exterior and interior, and the name of the designer would be etched into the opera window of the car. Car and Driver magazine called the Mark V a quiet car on smooth pavement. They found the steering vague at best and the suspension akin to that of a large boat. They noted it had become the statement car if a buyer wanted to show the world they were making it. I'll quote here, "If size, bulk, silence, and a jaw-busting visual impact are what you seek, the Mark V is four-wheeled perfection." The Mark V made appearances on network television whenever someone needed to appear wealthy, such as Jock Ewing, the head of the Ewing family on the television show Dallas. The American buying public welcomed the new look of the Continental Mark V, with Lincoln Mercury dealers delivering 80,321 Mark Vs for the 1977 model year.
The designers came from all over the world. Each came to collaborate on his edition of the new Continental Mark V. First, each designer assembled his own combination of color, of texture. Then each designed the touches that would make his edition of Mark V uniquely his. The Bill Blass, the Cartier, the Givenchy, the Pucci. Continental Mark V, the mark of the designers.
1978 brought minor changes to the Mark V. A Diamond Jubilee edition was rolled out to mark Ford's 75th anniversary. This option added $8,000 to the price tag of the Mark V, making it the most expensive car ever sold by Ford Motor Company at the time. This car included almost every available option or feature as standard equipment. It was available in Diamond Blue or Jubilee Gold. It featured its own interior trim, utilizing front bucket seats and a console. The opera windows used simulated diamond chips inside the glass, and the hood ornament featured crystal-style inserts. Ford rolled out a base coat clear coat system for metallic colors and the Diamond Jubilee editions. In 1978, designer and special edition Mark Vs represented 30% of Mark V sales, and that's not including the numerous luxury editions. New options for 1978 included a digital miles to empty fuel indicator, a garage door opener built into the driver's side visor, a driver's illuminated exterior thermometer mounted just below the driver's side view mirror, and a 40-channel CB radio with the controls integrated into the handset mic. There were no other changes of note. Sales of the Mark V continued to be strong, with Lincoln Mercury dealers delivering 72,602 Mark Vs for the 1978 model year.
For 1979, each Mark V designer has expressed his personality in his own Mark V. The Bill Blass edition, as sleek as a luxury cruiser. The Pucci edition, in the chromatic resort look he made famous. The Cartier edition Mark V, understated like a diamond solitaire. The Givenchy edition, aristocratic, elegant, very dressy. The 1979 Continental Mark V designers. Let one of them make a mark for you.
1979 was mostly a carryover year for the Continental Mark V. However, the 460 cubic inch V8 was dropped, leaving the 400 as the only engine. It was public knowledge early in the year that this was to be the last year of production for the Mark V, and that a downsized version of the Mark would be appearing for the 1980 model year. To mark this occasion, Lincoln rolled out the Collector's Edition. Notably missing from the Collector's Edition would be the signature opera windows. Like the Diamond Jubilee before it, the Collector Series included almost every available option or feature as standard equipment. It also cost $8,000 over a sticker and came with bucket seats and a center console. A new option for 1979 was the AM/FM cassette player. Sales of the Mark V continued to be strong, with Lincoln dealers delivering 75,939 Mark Vs for the 1979 model year. So it turned out that longer was better, at least in terms of sales. This was a car that you wanted to be seen in the late 1970s. Roll up to the country club or maybe take it to your next high school reunion to show that you've indeed arrived.
I am successful, I'm powerful, I'm handsome, I'm happy.
To answer one of the other questions at the beginning of the video, obviously, yes, this paid off for the Lincoln division. A bigger car, a more expensive vehicle, led to higher profits. That's just the way the automotive world works. There's a percentage in there for the manufacturer, so the more expensive the car, the more money they're going to make per unit.
Cash money, I'm gonna make it rain.
Lincoln delivered over 228,000 Mark Vs in just 3 years. That's a sizable increase over the last 3 years of the Mark IV. So yes, this was a very profitable car for Lincoln. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. That helps other folks see it. Also, consider subscribing. I have a lot of content like this on the channel. This video right over here is on the Lincoln Continental Mark III. We go over that car in detail as well. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you.